Hello, my name is Luke Barbin from Texan IP. Today I'm going to show you a quick screen share demo of our platform Limestone TM that we use to help automate the classification and identification of goods and services in the trademark description context. When you approach the platform, you always start on the describe screen. You can type an entry of goods and services or distinct or kitchen sink or whatever you want into this box. I'm going to paste one in today that's processed foods and salty snacks, namely potato chips, pretzels, crisps, and crackers. Once you put your description in, you can choose to leave that as a single phrase for search purposes or break it into multiple searches. I'm going to break this into multiple searches, and when I do that, I can see a preview of the different searches that are going to be run. The first phrase is going to be processed foods and salty snacks, namely potato chips. The second one, pretzels, and the third one, crisps and crackers. I can pick what my description contains. In this case, it's goods, so I'll leave that checked, but I could also say it's services or it's both, or I'm not sure. And I can also input a reference number to travel along with the search history along in the search. Once you do that, you hit next, and you enter the second phase of the workflow, which is the select phase. This is where the platform presents the best results that it can find based on your entry, and the user gets to step in and start curating the results. In this case, here's our original search, which was 3 searches. We have our recommended classes. Here's the top 3 based on confidence. Number class 30, very on point. I can see quickly that pretzels is there, crackers is there, maybe salt crackers is important, crisp bread, maybe that's crisps, I don't know. Go through the rest, see if there's anything, maybe soft pretzels is important. This is a good way to demonstrate the data sets at play. In Limestone TM, we use 3 different data sets. We use the U.S. Trademark ID Manual of Acceptable Goods and Services, which is approximately 50,000 data entries. We have several 100,000 recent U.S. trademark registrations, which also help us to accurately classify descriptions. We also have over 10,000 entries that are comprise the NIST classification system from WIPO. And depending on the results and the confidence intervals, one or more of data from one or more of these data sets, we will populate on this results identification and evidence tab when you click on the class. In this case, there were 2 data sets used. Class 29, I can collect some more. I see potato chips and potato chips made from. Identify the type of potatoes. I see some more evidence, like potato chips, potato-based snack foods. Class 21 is very low confidence, and we can see why. It's household or kitchen utensils, like nut crackers and hand-operated claw crackers. This is going to be non-responsive for this particular query. But I want to introduce this concept of class clusters. This is where we use this large trademark registration data set to find places where similar goods and services get filed in multiple classes. And we do this with clustering. In this case, you can see pretty quickly that while we were looking for potato chips and pretzels, etc., that potato chips are highly correlated to corn-based chips. We have a lot of registrations where there's potato chips from class 29 and corn-based products from class 30. And that makes me think a little bit, actually, as I think about this search. A lot of people identify generically chips as potato chips, but maybe they're tortilla chips or corn snacks or other chips made of corn in class 30. So let's go down that path a little bit and let's search corn-based chips. You can do this by clicking any of the blue text in any of our results. You can run another loop in the session through. So let's click on corn-based chips. It will load into the describe search screen. I'm going to treat this as one item, one search, and it's goods, and there's our original reference number, which we'll carry through on this session. Hit next. Now I'm going to go through the evidence of corn-based chips. Corn-based chips, corn-based snack foods. I can see pretzel chips in gray. It's in gray because it was shown on my screen in the previous search. If it's blue, it means it's a result of first impression and I haven't seen it before. You can even see I've seen chocolate-covered potato chips in the last search because it's identified in gray here. So moving down the list, I think tortilla chips are highly relevant here. There's another corn chips entry. Look, there's a NIST classification. datum that came out, chips in the cereal products category of class 30. Here's some registered trademark evidence for that: corn-based snack foods and tortilla chips. Class 29, some other kinds of chips that may or may not be responsive. That's up to the user to decide and select. Some more trademark evidence. Class 9 is going to be silicon chips. That's non-responsive. Class 28, gaming and poker chips, also non-responsive. Going to clusters on this search, I immediately see what we found before, which was the potato chip cluster with corn chips. I think I'm on the right path. Now that I've selected a bunch of evidence from the ID manual, from the trademark data set, from the NICE classification system, I can move to the phase 3 of the workflow, which is the review and edit screen. This is akin to your shopping cart in an e-commerce platform. Here's everything I've added to the cart, but now based on my purpose, which let's say I'm an examining attorney and I want to suggest acceptable goods from the manual to the applicant, maybe I want to get rid of all the other evidence that's here. I don't want to recommend that to them, even though I used it to get where I am. So I can uncheck those to where I just have ID manual. And now that I think about it, I don't want soft pretzels and I don't want pretzel chips or whatever else I want to remove. I uncheck those items and I hit refresh. And now my cart is this tight list of machine plus human curated results. And I want to move forward. I know that we've selected 11 entries. They cover 2 classes, and therefore we conveniently provide the filing fees for TEAS Plus and TEAS Standard for you on the screen. You can see the session duration, when we started the session, and which user. There's my email address. Here's my search history. Here was the first search. Here's the second search. So I'm ready to report this. I'm done. And you click to the next screen and you can see that you can download this report data, the final report data that was in the cart, to JSON format, to CSV, to HTML. You can also send the report to print so that you can send it to a local printer or PDF it. In the future, when this is connected to the U.S. Trademark Office technology stack, we could send it to TICRS or TSDR or whatever data repository you want to store these final reports in. You can see the session summary again. It's a repeat of what was on the last screen. Here's the actual data of classes that were selected: the class, the type of good or service, the source database like the manual, the individual ID for this selection, and the description, potato chips, and so on. And then there's our search history. Very compact way to start with a little bit, get presented with the information that may be responsive to the objective of the search, and then collect and re-loop back through and collect some more, and then cull, and then report. That's the workflow we wanted to build using the technology so that the experience is similar to what most electronic users are used to. They can add stuff to a cart, they can edit the cart, and they can move forward and move on to their next task. We think that's one of the cool things about the platform is how we're using data to allow human experts to conduct this process, finish quickly, curate, and report. If you have any questions along the way, you can always email us. There's some more information on the settings and info screen. If you click here in the browser, you'll see some tips and usage information that you may want to read before you look at the platform or start using it. You can always click this link to email us, or you could get a hold of us through the contracting officer. Appreciate your time. Wish you all the best of luck and look forward to hearing back how you like the system. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.